Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry it's been a little bit since I've uploaded. I've been dealing with a lot of school, but today I've got a new video and something I'm very excited for, something I've been waiting to get my hands on for forever now. It's the new Kingdom Dinobot. Yes, Dinobot. I've been excited for this because I've been too broke to get the masterpiece. I haven't tried to get my hands on the original toy or the Weird Generations one that's purple instead of blue. But I found this guy yesterday, didn't pick him up yesterday, grabbed him today since he was the last one, and yeah, here we are now, making a video on him before I even touch him. Starting off with the box, Kingdom's got a weird thing where there's less of an opening. I'm sure it's to save up on plastic because I'm assuming there's nearly as much plastic but a lot more cardboard, probably for recycling purposes, but I've kind of got a hoarding problem, so this thing isn't getting thrown away. But yeah, it's very nice, a lot more, I guess I'd say, primal than the other two. The first two were kind of like, yeah, I don't know, I'd put it, the first one was very Cybertronian, the second one was earthy or a kind of space mix. This one is, I want to say primal, like very warm, like kind of desert colors, especially on his box. And as you can see on the side here, there's a little itty bitty lava spurt and a lot of rock stuff to signify like a very warm environment of the past. Very, I wouldn't say jungle feels, but there are like jungle aesthetics, like you can kind of see trees and stuff back there. A little bit more vegetation over there. But yeah, overall this box looks great. I love the artwork on it. I love the artwork of Dinobot in both modes, and you can see both of them just right there. On the top it shows him as a Predacon, which we all know is a lie. On the side we've got the Kingdom big ol' artwork, which is showing both Beast Wars and I guess you'd say original series characters all together. I'm excited for what they think up for a new Galvatron, and you know, it's showing everybody like that. Then on the back we've got a picture of the figure in both modes, so or I guess I mean a CG render, as it does look like a CG render, and bunch of boring old legalese at the bottom, and yeah, I'm gonna pause the video and get this guy open. Okay, here he is out of the box. I'm gonna start him off in Dinobot mode just because I feel that it would be easier to transform him from Raptor to Robot. But anyway, starting off, before we get started on the actual figure, I'm gonna get started on the card. I got a Megatron one, which I personally think is kind of confusing. I figured it'd make sense for Dinobot to come with a Dinobot card, but the front of this is a sticker. You can peel it back to reveal a different Megatron card, but for the time being I'm going to leave that sticker on there until I can find somewhere to put it in. I'm not sure if you guys saw that because I just realized I was a little low, but that is. I'm going to get this back on. Yeah, I'd say the Dinobot or Raptor mode isn't the best. It's very kibbly at the bottom and also kind of a brick. He's got arms, kind of weird arms, but you can move him. He's got a ball joint, swivel and hinge at the shoulder, a swivel at the elbows, and a ball at the wrist here. You can look up about this far. Looking down's weird because that's part of the transformation. If you get him looking down to a certain point, when you open it back up, his jaw will stick open, but that's about as far as jaw will go. And leg-wise, he's really just got a swivel and a knee, because here, if you bring it up at all, you kind of show off his robo innards. And I guess you could say he's got ankles, but overall he's really just gonna always look a little hunched over. Now anyway, starting for comparisons for Dinobot mode, we've got my Siege and Earthrise Optimus. I didn't pick up the Kingdom Optimus as it's pretty much just a Voyager version of this, or the same version of this, just slightly different, and I don't have Optimus Primal yet. Let's get these out of the way. Yeah, excuse me. And then here's Dinobot with my only Beast Wars figure so far. He's probably going to be out of shot. Ooh. But yeah. Here he is with the Optimal Optimus. Very big. I'm not even going to bother transforming Optimal Optimus, as in his beast mode he's like slightly shorter, but it took me long enough to transform the two Optimus Primes. And besides, most of my stuff's going to be for robot mode. Now, you guys get to watch me fumble around with this thing, so I'm going to start off with removing the tail and moving that off to the side for later. Bringing the head down. Bringing the dino legs out off to the side. You don't have to follow how I transform it. I'm just doing this how I feel is best. Pop out the tail, unlock the legs. Close up his thighs. Bring out the back of his feet. I'm just saying what I'm doing. In truth, I really don't know much of what I'm doing. Swivel the waist out. If I can't figure out what I'm doing, I'm probably just gonna pause and fix everything up. But so far, this is looking right enough. Let's get these arms into arm-looking mode. Don't one of these. Ah, there we go. You go like that. I'm sorry if this looks kind of like a mess, but I'm pretty much moving around like a mess. I'm just trying not to get this thing over 11 minutes, because once that happens, I've got to do editing on my phone because my phone kind of stupid. But I think I can make it. The transformation isn't too difficult, especially when going from Dinobot to robot mode, or Raptor mode to robot mode, because Dinobot is his name. Alrighty, let's get this camera lowered again. Here he is in robot mode, and before I forget, I dropped it. His accessories are all in the tail, so just pop open the tail, give him his spinny shield, which sadly does not spin on this figure. That's only for the original toy and high-end masterpiece stuff. And his sword, which his sword's supposed to be silver, but I guess they based the color of it off that one famous episode where Dinobot dies, because in the sheen of the light, his sword looks purple. And overall, I've got to say, with my first impressions of this figure, I'm only ever going to have it in robot mode, and I got to say, looks good enough for me in robot mode. I like it enough. I'm happy I made this purchase. I'm hoping this thing doesn't get too expensive on the aftermarket, because I know other people are going to want it because they can't get the original toy and they can't get that masterpiece. So this, I say, is a pretty good retail Dinobot. You know, it's about as Ghibli as the original toy. Looks show enough accurate to be warranted as a collector's piece. Where was I? and I say he's got all the accessories he needs for a basic figure. Now, I'm not sure if I can put his tail on back here. I don't think I can. Well, oh, yeah. Yeah, you can just put the tail, or was on here, in Raptor mode. So, I guess there's that. Now I'm going to put the weapons to the side and see if I can get all the articulation out. His arm moves out that far, and with the transformation joint you can get his arm all the way up. So for Gundam fans, you can get Dinobot to do some kind of final shot if you give him a gun. He's got a swivel at the bicep, 90-degree bend forward, and his arm can move back because his arms are the Raptor legs. He's got a swivel and hinge at the wrist, and then 2 more hinges for his fingers, which everyone knows that Dinobot's got creepy crab claw fingers. He's got a swivel at the waist. No ab crunch, but swivel's good enough. He's got a ball joint at the head, so he can go 360. Looks that far up, that far down, so that'll suffice. He's got a hinge that moves that far forward to the front and that far forward to the back, so not much at the back, but good enough. He's got just about 90 at the knee, and because of the Raptor transformation, he can't kind of get broken kneed. Then he's got a super pivot and to the side, and he can move his ankle that far forward and that far back, or that far back, that far forward, more back than forward. And overall, I say I like this. The blue on him is beautiful. The Raptor color is a little darker than I'd expect him to look, but overall not too bad. Now I'm going to pause this real quick so I can transform everything that I'm going to compare him with in robot mode, then compare everything in robot mode. Then I'm going to give my final thoughts. Here he is again with both my Optimus Primes in robot mode, and I will say it's kind of weird that he's slightly shorter, like not like crazy shorter, but he is a little shorter. It's kind of funny because these two are the same height as each other, which I guess is good scaling for Optimus Primes, but these two are supposed to be Voyagers. This guy, he's a bit of a weird one because with the trailer he's a leader, but without it he's a Voyager. Mine's with the trailer, so he's a leader, but I guess he's technically a Voyager. It's weird all, but like I was saying, he's only a tad bit shorter, which I guess would kind of fit because the Beast Wars guys were much, much shorter in the Beast Wars TV series. Now let me get these guys out of the way and get Optimal Optimus out again. Here he is with Optimal Optimus. Now like in Raptor mode, he's a much smaller figure, but I feel that this scaling kind of works because Optimal Optimus was much bigger than all the other bots, or all the other Maximals. So I feel this works, which is kind of funny because this is the original toy and this is a brand new toy. Now let's get on to my final thoughts. Overall, in my opinion, I've got to say I like this figure. Mainly because I'm going to keep it in robot mode. In Velociraptor mode, I feel he could be a little bit better, but that's just because Master Beast Transformers have shown that covering up kibble can be done a lot better than how it's been done in this figure, but even so, it's still not that bad. Like I said, I'm going to keep it in robot mode, and the kibble is probably a little better distributed than in the original toy. Another thing I'd say is that probably the Velociraptor skin tones are a little slightly darker than I'd like them to be, but not to where I'd go riding or anything. I feel they look good enough. I like the blue on him. I'd say that I'd maybe prefer like a bit more gold paint or gold plastic on him, because the bronze stuff is kind of overwhelming. Wait, no. Hold on. Oh, he does have gold paint on him, but maybe a little bit more, like, maybe on the shoulders. I would have preferred them to be gold. But I think he's good for what he is. If you can find him, I'd say get him. If you like Dinobot especially, if you're a scalper and you get him, don't scalp him too much. But like I said, if you can find him, pick him up. And anyway, that has been my video. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you want to say something, put it in the comments. If you want, please subscribe. And thank you for watching.